Here I am, Andy XL, back with another NFXL podcast. Once again, looking at the 2026 NFL draft with just 27 days to go now. And if you're staying tuned to me, you're listening to the right person if you want to know what's going to happen in the draft. I can cover it from pretty much every angle. And I've come at a slightly different angle here where I'm not really looking at candidates or positions or what teams need. What I've done is I've gone back and had a look at who in recent drafts, which teams have nailed their round one picks. So, as I said, I've looked back at the six drafts that have taken place this decade to identify which teams have, as I put it, nailed their round one picks, um, and really got their talent and evaluation right when it comes to how to spend that vital round one pick. I will give you my top six with regard to how their picks have fared in their NFL careers. Yes, there is a bit of Monday morning quarterback about this, in that at the time they picked them, they didn't know how it was going to work out. But over the course of six drafts, you begin to get an idea of whether they're consistently good or not. So maybe it gives us a clue as to whose picks to fancy to do well in their rookie 2026 season. So, the team that has done best in the first round of the draft in the 2020s are the reigning champions Seattle Seahawks. Top of the pile, they are the reigning Super Bowl champions. GM John Snyder has been masterful in both making great draft picks and also, for that matter, when it comes to making great trades. And he's a lot of the reason why they've won the title last year. This decade, the Seahawks have not missed on any of their first six-round selections. Jackson Smith-Njigba and Devon Witherspoon are probably the best two picks, but Gray Zabel and Charles Cross on the left side of the O-line, Byron Murphy at the heart of the D-line, are not far behind them. Jordan Brooks was their 2020 first rounder, and after a steady rookie season, gave them three really good seasons before he moved to Miami, where he has further cemented his stature as a leading linebacker in the NFL. Snyder and his team will have to wait until the final pick of the 2026 draft's opening round to reveal the guy that who they think will make them 7 for 7 this decade. But they haven't missed at all. They've pretty much nailed every one. After them, the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have made 8 first round picks this decade and only missed, in inverted commas, on one of them. That's Rashad Bateman, is the missing question. And even he has not been a complete bust, giving them 5 solid seasons as a receiver. But it has to be said he has fallen short of the wide receiver one they would have hoped him to be when taking him 27th overall in the 2021 draft. But when you have struck absolute gold with half of your first round picks this decade in the form of Kyle Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, Zay Flowers, and Tyler Linderbaum, plus Patrick Queen, Odafe Owe, and Malachi Starks with the other three, that far outweighs the partial miss on Bateman. Pick 14 will be an earlier pick than the Ravens normally get and is the same spot they took Kyle Hamilton in the 2022 draft. Will they find another round one gem in 2026? Very likely, given the history that they've shown this decade. After them, the Los Angeles Chargers. No outright misses this decade for the Chargers and plenty of good stuff in their 7 first round selections. Offensive tackles Joe Alton, Rashawn Slater, who were huge injury losses for them last season, may be their best two picks this decade, along with quarterback Justin Herbert. Zion Johnson and Kenneth Murray were very good picks too in 2022 and 2020, respectively, whilst last year's first rounder Omarion Hampton showed he could be one of the leading running backs in the NFL for years to come in his rookie campaign, showed plenty of promise there. The seventh one was Quintin Johnston, who has still become a solid enough wide receiver type. Um, and there may still be better to come from him as he enters his fourth NFL season with the Chargers. Pick 22 is theirs this time around, and they will be another team seeking to maintain their strong record in terms of opening round picks this decade. The fourth team I've got in here, just making sure I'm still on four. Yep, number four, Detroit Lions. It's only 2020 pick, and that we're going back of a distance for that. Jeff Okuda that drags the Lions down from the very top of this list, and that may be attributed to his torn Achilles at the start of his second season. So even that could be seen as excusable. From 2021 onwards, the Lions have been outstanding in the first round. Penei Sewell, Jamar Gibbs, Aiden Hutchinson, and Jack Campbell all being truly outstanding first round selections by the Lions. Their other three first rounders were Jameson Williams, who's developed into a really good wide receiver, Terry Arnold, who had a strong rookie season before getting hurt last season, and the 2025 opening round pick Tyleek Williams, who showed a lot of promise in his rookie season. So I will eagerly await to see who the Lions take with pick 17 in the upcoming draft. The fifth team are the Atlanta Falcons, another team who has made 7 first-round picks of the Falcons, who have pretty much nailed 6 of them by taking James Pierce, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Jalen Walker, Kyle Pitts, and AJ Terrell. And it's worth noting that all 6 of those remain on their roster for the coming season, as indeed did the 7th first rounder they took this decade, Michael Penix. Now, I did not understand the Penix pick when they made it, having just given Kirk Cousins a huge contract, and my thoughts at the time seemed to be correct, as Penix now looks likely to lose his starting quarterback role to Tua Tagovailoa in 2026. But that aberration aside, the Falcons have made excellent first-round choices. Problem is, they don't have one to use in 2026, unless they trade up from pick 48, of course. Right, the sixth team, the Houston Texans. Now, the Texans have only made 4 first-round picks this decade, which is why they're lower down this list, but they pretty much got them all right. Will Anderson and Derek Stingley were 2 of them, so that's pretty good work indeed. Adding CJ Stroud as a third, that has worked out pretty well so far. I know the jury's still kind of out on Stroud, whether he can take them to the very top, and we might find out the answer to that this coming season. And Kenyon Green, who was a mixed bag in amongst an injury-plagued career to date. And the Texans have shown that they know what to do with a first-round pick, as I say, albeit from a small sample size. Will they find another gem with pick 28 in the 2026 draft? We'll wait and see. One other team I'll just add in here, they've 100% record, but amazingly, across the 6 drafts this decade, they've had 1 first-round pick, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. Well, when you get 1 first-round pick, you need to use it wisely, and they did. They took Jared Verse. So can they strike again at pick 13 this year? So they're the 6 or 7 teams that, if you're wanting to know which teams are savvy as to what to do with a first-round pick, I know the Falcons haven't got one this year, but watch out for what they do. In the first round, because they're the teams with a proven record this decade of making good picks. So that's an sorry, quick sip of orange juice to keep my throat going. So they're the teams that I will be watching in particular to see who they take in the first round in 2026. So a bit of a sideways look at the 26 staff there. Um, I'm going to update my team needs. It's coming soon, and I'm also going to do a tight end update. And then rather than go and update through every position like the O lineman, D lineman, stuff like that, I'll just give you my top tens at each position. Might go a bit more than top 10 in some of them. So they will all be coming up in the coming days. And then around April the 1st, I'm going to give you my current top 100 as we head towards the draft. All right. See you soon.